Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by friends at Gameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Race for the Galaxy is a card game in which you're building a tableau. So it's a tableau building game. You're building worlds and developments. And it is simultaneous action selection and action play simultaneous. And that's the kind of game I'm going to say that it is.
Well, and the cards represent a lot of different things. Like, they can be goods, they can be money, they are used as currency.
Cards are the currency and your worlds, and yes.
It's like multi-use cards if that's a mechanism.
Yeah. So this game is set up in rounds, and you do whatever is chosen that given round. So there are five rounds, or 5 phases in each round, and whichever ones get chosen are the ones you do. You don't do all of them every time. Depends on what you choose. And then you're trying to get the most points, which can come in the form of this or by the stuff you build. So let's jump right in. Simplicity versus complexity.
I think this is a pretty complex game. It has a reputation for being a complex game. There are a lot of icons on the cards, and some of them are explained in text on the cards. So, for instance, this one has a card that says if you discard a good from your tableau, you can get 2 points. This one says it has a development and a 1 card on it, and then it's explained at the bottom, draw 1 card after placing a development, but it doesn't apply to this card, and then discard any colored good for a point. But those are in different phases, so they only happen at certain times, whereas this guy doesn't have any iconography at all on there. I mean, it doesn't. Some of them are fuller than others. Like, this guy has only 1 power, whereas this has 2. Now, those can just be a bear to get through. But the trick is after you do wrap your head around this game, which may take a while, maybe it won't, it becomes so easy. The simplicity really shines through once you get past the complexity. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it's true. It's super true, even if that doesn't make sense. Once you play, and in this case, I usually say you can get it after a game. In this case, it may take you 10 games, but once you get it, you will find how rewarding it is in its simplicity.
Yes. You pick an action to do every turn, and then you get a choice of doing whatever else anyone else chose. And the action you take, when you choose an action, you get that bonus. And multiple people, said that too fast. Multiple people can pick the same thing, and you both get the bonus. And so if I want to settle a world, I pick that, and I flip it over. We all flip it over simultaneously, do it in order, and I settle my world and do whatever else I want. So it's pretty simple. Once you get past the iconography, this is the cheat sheet, and it is massive and double-sided. So there is a lot of
and it doesn't
text.
Cover everything.
No, because that's what. So like Tom mentioned, everything else that it doesn't cover is on each card. So it is complex, but once you get past that and get the memory, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory once you understand kind of what the symbols are. It'll be great. We don't even use these anymore. So, luck versus strategy.
There's a lot of strategy in this game, and you can tell because typically experienced players will win over beginner players. That doesn't negate the fact that there is also a lot of luck, and it's difficult to tell where cards are in the deck because at any given time, they may be placed face down somewhere in your tableau and then discarded. You never got to see what it was, so you don't know, well, I discarded this card earlier, so it's going to come back around sometime. And that makes cards somewhat precious when you're holding them as money and as part of your tableau, part of the base that you're building up. There's so much strategy in this game with a perfect amount of luck mixed in.
Yeah, I can't even get into all the different strategies that there are. I think it's fascinating that the cards in your hand you can play, but also you can discard, like Tom said, and knowing which ones to do when. And is it worth this card getting out right now to discard everything I have, even though I kind of want to play this card? It's fascinating. And then just, are you going to go for specific color strategy? You're going to base your strategy off of 1 card in the very beginning and hope you get everything. That's where luck kind of comes in. So there is so much strategy, and I don't have enough time to go in all.
Yeah, we haven't scratched the surface.
Right, I cannot go into detail about all the different strategies that are available in this game. There are so many. Let's just jump. Fun versus boring. This game is awesome. Do not let the fact that it's complicated stop you from playing it again and again and again and again until you get it, because it is going to take that. It is going to take that learning curve. But once you get it, Tom and I can bust this game out in 15, 20 minutes or less.
You're joking with me. You do this in 10 minutes.
On the computer, you do it way faster. But in this takes a little bit longer because you're actually dealing with cards. But this is so much fun. It's one of my favorite games. and it is just awesome. Every time I play, different strategies because there's so many different cards. Super fun, quick game. Please, if you're thinking about playing it or buying it or whatever, and you hear that it is super complicated and you're nervous, give it a try. But you can't
give it 10 tries.
You can't just give it one try. Give it again and again and again and again and again and again, and then it'll be great.
This game is so rewarding. It's so compelling to play. You're trying to get out variable point cards, and maybe people have played cards that would keep you from getting more points, so you use that as currency instead of building it, and then you might decide to go military and try to get a bunch of cheap cards out, or you can go for getting as many points double as you can, or you can just try to finish really quick by building up a bunch of crazy awesome stuff. And it's just, there's so much, like, I'm stuttering here because I can't say all of it within 7 minutes. There's so many aspects and facets to this game. It is super fun. I have never not enjoyed myself. Totally did that on purpose, that double negative, but I've always enjoyed myself playing this game. It is super fun. I know I repeated that, but I'm trying to, it's so much fun that I don't have the right words to explain and express myself. Yeah. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I will play it anytime you want. Let's do this thing. Let's get together and play this game.
Yeah, agreed. Race for the Galaxy. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.